The Flathead continues to get hit with snow, making for some tough driving conditions. What authorities want you to know. The state stops to honor former Montana Governor Judy Marts, who passed away this week. And over 30 firefighters from multiple agencies were needed to put out a large structure fire in Whitefish.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KAJ, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Don Fisher. Another snowy day out there in northwestern Montana, and more snow is expected this weekend. And for an update, let's toss it over to Erin Yost for her first forecast. Erin?
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything, Don, over the last several days. Right now, slowly starting to diminish that snow intensity as the focus continues to move to the south of us. Still, though, dealing with some light snow, some flurries, too, from time to time. Overnight tonight, I'd expect that to really diminish. We do technically still have those winter weather advisories out until midnight tonight. Areas a bit further to the south and east of us throughout Saturday morning. We will start to see improving conditions. Unfortunately, it will be very temporary. We have our next storm system set to move in Sunday afternoon into Monday. A little bit of dry time by the middle of next week. All those details coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thank you, Erin. And it was day 3 of a winter storm that hit northwestern Montana, and while the storm is wrapping up, forecasters are tracking another system on the way. MTN's Nicole Miller has details.
It was no Halloween trick. Northwest Montana's first storm of the season has brought more than enough snow to build a snowman. The steady snowfall also brought severe road conditions. The Montana Highway Patrol responded to more than 150 crashes and slide-offs since Wednesday morning.
The most dangerous road conditions would be black ice or freezing rain. It's extremely slick and you can't even stand up on it.
Flathead County Road and Bridge Department brought plow crews in early for the second day in a row.
We typically, I think, have 16 trucks and 12 motor graders.
A winter storm warning has been extended through midnight Friday, but plow crews are not planning to come in Saturday. Another storm system is expected to move in Sunday, bringing more snow that could make for another slick morning commute on Monday. Flathead County Road and Bridge Department say they'll be out early at 5:30 Monday morning.
We will be out Monday morning at 5:30. We're going to do an early start Monday morning. All in all, this was a good storm, certainly for the first storm of the season where we were out doing sounding and plowing. There's no question about that. But it's nothing more than what Montana can give us if the Mother Nature decides to give you a good storm.
Reporting in Kalispell, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
And the Road and Bridge Department says that they will be on call over the weekend if they need to come in. And that decision is made by them along with the Montana Highway Patrol and Sheriff's Office. Friends, family, and the state's top officials paid their respects Friday to former Governor Judy Marts in her final visit to the state capitol and shared some of her memories. MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison has the story.
Governor Marts cared so much about the people of the state, and she just wanted to be everywhere and go to every function, which was literally impossible. But her heart was certainly for the people of the state of Montana, and we're all just very lucky to have worked for this wonderful lady.
Staley and other former staffers showed up early at the Capitol Friday before Marts' ashes arrived with a Montana Highway Patrol escort in a heart-shaped urn. Soon they were joined by many other well-wishers.
It was a privilege to be able to serve the first woman governor of Montana. She truly was a trailblazer.
Marts served from 2001 through 2004 and didn't run for re-election that year. She led the state during some difficult economic times, including an electricity market crisis and a national recession after the September 11th terrorist attacks. Susan Ames, who was Marts' advisor on appointments, says the governor was a hard-working public servant who wasn't afraid to make tough decisions.
Judy was an amazing person. She was funny. She was smart. She was a person who wanted to stick her neck out like the turtle and do the best she could do. She wanted to be a high achiever. She was. She excelled in everything she ever did.
Judy Marts will be remembered as Montana's first woman governor. But on this day, friends, family, political foes, and allies alike remembered her as Judy. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
A public memorial service for the former governor will be held on Saturday at the Butte Civic Center starting at 11 a.m. And a ground interagency effort was needed to put out a large structure fire in Whitefish last week. A 2-unit townhouse on Slopeside Drive in the village of Whitefish Mountain Resort caught fire late Thursday evening. Big Mountain Fire and Rescue responded to the home around 9:45 p.m. Fire Chief Dan Duvall says the crews arrived there was more fire showing than the building actually itself. Around 30 firefighters from Evergreen, Columbia Falls, Whitefish, and Kalispell all joined the efforts as they battled to put out the fire late into Friday morning. No one was injured in the fire, and there were no injuries reported. Duvall says that the crew had to battle the strong winds and snow as well, and the work done by all crews was something that he had never seen in his time working on the Big Mountain.
In the 20 years that I've worked up here, I've never had any type of incident where we had mutual aid like that, and it seemed to work extremely well, and that talks spades to, you know, the county fire districts and how everyone gets along and how everybody helps themselves.
And the cause of the fire is unknown and is still under investigation. A constitutional lawyer from Whitefish has recently announced that he will challenge Greg Gianforte for Montana's lone U.S. House of Representatives seat. Jared Pettinato will run as a Democrat. Pettinato most recently had worked in the U.S. Department of Justice from 2008 to 2017. He believes being born and raised in Montana and his experience defending Montana's interests are what makes him a legitimate candidate for the job.
I was defending the Forest Service, the Department of Transportation, the Department of the Interior. I defended wind farms, highways, and public rail. The United States trusted me with over $16 billion of projects. And I worked on the issues important to Montana. I defended travel plans and forest health projects. I worked on the Helena National Forest, the Gallatin National Forest, the Lewis and Clark National Forest, and the Beaverhead Deer Lodge, managing and defending the public lands that we all use and enjoy. And those are so important to the Montana way of life.
Salute to Service is brought to you by Flathead Electric Cooperative, your not-for-profit member-owned co-op.
In this week's Salute to Service, we show you how Kalispell Fire Department is teaming up with a national organization to keep kids warm throughout the winter. MTN's Jack Ginsburg has the story.
The Kalispell Fire Department has teamed with Operation Warm, a national nonprofit that provides new coats for kids in need across the country. Each department that participates raises the money for coats in their own unique way.
Yeah, the 3-on-3 tournament, that's our big fundraiser, with kind of the point being is we put on a big fundraiser and with the registration money. So pretty much coming from people who can afford to play in basketball, and we take the registration money and we buy brand new coats to kids in need who maybe aren't quite as fortunate.
The basketball tournament is held in August, and then the coats are given away in October, just before the winter weather arrives. The firefighters go to schools around the valley and personally fit each student with a new coat and help them write their name on it.
I like the inside of the coat because it's soft and comfy.
The coats are given to kids ages 3 to 11 and whose families are at or below 150% of the federal poverty line. The program not only helps keep the kids warm, but allows their families to stretch limited financial resources to other necessities like food or shelter. Chappis says he feels it is important to give back to the community when you are in a more fortunate situation and have the means to help out.
I feel pretty fortunate to have a roof over my head, I have food on the table, I have a stable job, and it means a lot to all the firefighters to be able to give back a little bit to the community. And even though it's a small thing, a brand new coat makes us feel pretty good.
As you can see, the weather has changed significantly in the past week. The temperatures have dropped rapidly, and a blanket of snow has covered the beautiful fall leaves, making it the perfect time for those kids to break out their brand new coats for the winter ahead. Reporting in Kalispell, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
And since 2000, Operation Warm says they have served more than 2 million kids. And coming up after the break, Aaron is back with your wintry weekend forecast. And later, a wrap-up of today's top national headlines, including the verdict for a former U.S. soldier accused of abandoning his post in Afghanistan. That's coming up.